Well, Bowser, we're one star away from seeing you again. Once we get that, you're in for a real hankering for a spankering. You're really hankering for a spankering, and you're really cruising for a bruising. Um, that's a Ryanism, if you want to know. Welcome back to Luigi Galaxy. Today, as I said in the last episode, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about some of my favorite albums. I've listed a few just because, I'm a muso, and some of these albums are pretty cool, and I recommend all of them. So the first one I want to talk about is Horse Jumper of Love's self-titled LP. Horse Jumper of Love, and this album is sort of like a slowcore album. They referenced Silver Jews in their influences. Get it? No. And oh god, is my phone not charging? That would be quite catastrophous. Catastrophous. No, it's charging. Whatever. It's very the riffs are very distinct, and the guitars are pretty clear for a lot of it, and it's really slow and hard hitting sort of music, which I really like. You got the song Bagel Breath, which is just a really great heavy drums and really cool guitar riff that's it's also strumming, so it's sort of a multi sort of note riff I guess, I don't know, but that is great. I like that a lot. And other songs like that are more experimental on the disc. It's July 5th and stuff like that, where it's just really reverby and really just a lot of reverb on it, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And it's a really sort of sensual album in vocals and in lyrics. The last track, I Love You Very Much Forever, is a very lo-fi sort of experiment, and it's just really great lyrics, if I'm the fish and you're the sea, on Bagel Breath you got Kiss Me Through Your Shirt. No wait, that's on Spaceman. Lyrics Kiss Me Through Your Shirt, stuff like that. Just really you can really see the singer in his in his apartment with this woman, sort of it's a very homey record. A lot of the stuff that he sings about are about being comfortable in home, and sort of being with another person. So I really like that nature of it. Next one I want to talk about is possibly the most obscure musician that I'm an actual fan of, and don't just like to say haha, I'm really into obscure music, whatever. It's Bort. I was on Bandcamp a while ago, and what happened was, math rock. I was on this math rock band's Bandcamp page called Tron, and they listed in their tags poo poo, so I'm like, haha, poo poo. So I click it, and then I saw there was a couple of other bands listed with this tag. Okay, so it's on this side. I need to get that. And one of them was a band called Bort, so I looked it up, and it wasn't a band. It's just more or less lo-fi recording of this guy playing math rock, and it's really well developed with really interesting instrumentation and stuff. And it's wow, this guy does all this by himself, and as far as I could tell from the Bandcamp page, he doesn't do anything else, and no one really knows about this. So I'm wow, and that's he makes albums that I listen to regularly, and he has one 2-song album and one 3-song album, and I just put that on and I jam. It's really good math rock. Even though it's lo-fi recording, he obviously did it in his house, in his home studio, just by himself, or maybe he had a drummer or something. But it's really good stuff, and I like it because it's really memorable riffs. I can't really describe a riff to you, but really good stuff. Look it up, Bort on Bandcamp. It's the one where it's it's a picture of a drawing of a guy's face. Another one that I sort of have a personal connection to is We're Movies by Elephant Jake, which is a sort of emo pop punk record. that it's like a local band, kind of like me and Amala tested a song a while back. You know, we just thought that they had like the best performance at this festival sort of thing we're at, and it's a really like cohesive album of like there's two singers, two lead singers that like trade between songs, and it's pretty much just like a comprehensive story of like a guy and a girl, like, you know, a guy and like, you know, feeling like he had an unfair relationship with a girl, and that's pretty nice. Like it's really like really like simple, just good like emo, I guess. Another one that I like, I guess, that I could talk at length about more is Seeing Little Ghosts Everywhere by Ricky Acid. Ricky Acid is a project of Sam Ray, this guy who also did this thing called, am I supposed to be on this planet or what? I think so. He did this thing called like Teen Suicide, which is a band. I think he's in another band right now called like American Poetry Club or something. And yeah, I gotta hit these over. That's fun. And he made this one album, I guess, by himself, which is sort of like, again, it's really lo-fi, sort of like pretty comfy, like ambient album, and it just really works as like it has like a lot of atmosphere, and it's like it sounds like it was all recorded like on a cassette deck, and it really gives like this homey feel. Like there's a lot of like really subtle synths and like guitar parts and piano. It just makes you feel like you're watching like a home movie or something. And oh, I didn't need that many. Cool. So I just put that on, just like, you know, like die sometimes. It's interesting because this guy Sam Ray, who's behind this project, attacked our favorite band, Carsey Hevrest, Will Toledo. Oh wait, is that bad? I don't think that's what I was supposed to do here. Oops. Oh god, I love playing this with. Like, you never expect to do this, like play with this game like just completely upside down, you know? He attacked Will Toledo a while back, saying like, you know, he wrote like this big essay about like how awful, like, you know, Will Toledo is, like how his new album is just like boring, which, like, you know, it had some fine points, but like mostly it was just like him like crying about it, like, oh, this guy's more popular than me, like, boo-hoo. So it's sort of sad to see like him, like, you know, attack another musician I like, because I mean, like, a lot of this guy's stuff is pretty bad, you know, but I like Ricky Acid, his one project like this, at least this one album that he did under the moniker Ricky Acid, just because it sort of exists like outside of like musical technicality, like just like on its own merits as like a lo-fi work. And I feel like this record sort of like it sort of started, if not is like a really big player in the bedroom pop movement. If you guys don't know what bedroom pop is, it's like homemade DIY like pop, like, you know, with like simple synth beats and stuff like that, like really homey sounding. And I feel like they probably got all their ideas from this album. Like you know, bands are like people like Happy Trendy and like Johnny Goth, you know, making this bedroom pop. I feel like got a lot of stuff from this band. So that's me talking about a bunch of stuff you guys probably know nothing about. You know, really boring episode. But we're fighting a guy right now, a guy named Bowser. And you're gonna see that tomorrow. Yep. We got an enemy base spotted. I'll see you in the next episode.